You're listening to the RMTV podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 32 of the RMTV podcast. Jordy, how you going, mate?
The grand final hangover has begun.
Mate, it's begun, and what a season. The year's done. Look towards the Pacific Championships now in the Ashes.
Oh, can't wait. We get two lots of Ashes this year. We get the football Ashes and we get the cricket Ashes. How good is that?
Yeah, and Australia will dominate them both.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. Bunch of crying poms at the end of it. Why not?
Yeah, so long weekend, mate. It was spring is in the air, the hay fever. I was feeling it, but didn't bother me because that was a great weekend. Two good matches.
Yeah.
The Chookies in the NRLW couldn't get it done.
Yeah, it was a tight one. It was unlucky. Unlucky.
And then the Bronx. They break their 19-year premiership drought.
But also, we had a record set. It was a first time ever in the state champs. The Wars representing New South Wales Cup. First time the Wars have ever won something on grand final day. And it was a Cleary that was in that team.
5-Pete. So the 5-Pete still goes on under the Cleary name.
No, but you know, Jet Cleary has set a record that that Nathan never has as well. He's won 2 comps in 1 year. He's won the state champs and he won New South Wales Cup. 2 in 1 year. Nathan's got a bit of catching up to his younger brother there, mate.
Nathan Cleary might have to do a bit of New South Wales Cup next year.
Might have to drop back and we'll have Cleary v Cleary.
I can see Cleary's in Bali at the moment. He's having a good time.
Wait, did I see him with some photos of some Winnie Blues in his hand? Is there a couple of packets?
He had a few packs, mate. He's treating himself. But
the old lung busters.
let's dive into it. So to kick things off, the NRLW. Chooks 18, lost to Broncos 22. And it was good to see as the crowd was slowly rolling in, and I think by full time there would have been close to 60,000 there.
I think the final that they threw up on the screen at a call was 49, which is that's still pretty impressive. That's a huge crowd.
Oh yeah. I think Bronx I think from my view, they were just running harder, just a bit hungrier, just to get that win, and they just got over the line. But nevertheless, they were down 12-0.
Look, Chooks were down 12-0, brought it back to 18-12 at one point. Like, you got to remember as well, right? No Taran Aiken, so you lose your star halfback. No Tania Navida, who's been great on the wing for the Roosters. It has been great overall for the Roosters this year. No Amber Hall, who's been a wrecking ball. Yeah, and you lose Navida on captain run, so Mia Wood has to come back in the squad. So like, I'm not fully upset at that performance. Like the Chooks put in a huge effort. The Broncos were just too good.
Yeah,
I'm still going to put an asterisk on it though because I don't think that was a try at the end.
Well, yeah, the Broncos centre she steamrolled over for the match winner, and you think it's a no try. I think it's a try.
I think if Belinda Sharp, who I've watched this game twice now. Belinda Sharp, there is no physical way on the angle she was could have seen that ball touch the ground, right? If she went up no try, I don't think it gets overturned.
I think that played a big impact, the on-field decision.
And it was the decision, I reckon.
I saw an angle. I saw an angle from behind, and I'm like, I think the grass just got flicked. So I'm like,
I saw the same angle, and it looks close. The reason why I don't think that was actually her flicking the grass is because Jazzy Strange is trying to get a hand under and Liv Koenig's trying to roll her on her back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, it's one of those ones, like as a Roosters fan, we were robbed. As a football fan, I'm like, that's just one of those ones that's going to go either way. If Sharp had gone up no try, it's a no try. If Sharp obviously went up try, it's a try.
Yeah. And it was funny seeing once Broncos won, the odds actually came in a bit for the men's. So you're thinking, look, a little bit of pressure's on now for the men's to get the job done. The Brizzy trifecta, the Lions done it, the women's and now the men's.
Yeah. The worst thing, the only Broncos team that failed was Burleigh Bears, their feeder. Absolutely got flogged by the Wars, which was great to see. Fletcher Baker, good to see him lose. Especially after his comments when he left the club.
Yeah, he went to a better club, he reckons.
Yeah, while he's playing reserve grade.
I saw the views, though. The women's match outdid the Bledisloe Cup numbers.
Yeah, so Bledisloe Cup was about 839,000. The women surpassed 1 million
Yeah, that's good. Good
That's
for the
credit. That's credit to the game. If you're knocking over a Bledisloe game, like that means something to me.
Oh, 100%. And the game's only going to grow. Teams are, more teams are going to come into the comp in a few years.
Yep.
Does that mean, does the NRLW get its own grand final day? Or are you liking? Did you enjoy yesterday?
I am too much of a love watching 3 games on a day bloke. If they see, my thing is, right, if we talked about bringing the game forward, let's say they brought it forward 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
You would start the state champs at 11:20, which is not too bad. Like, it's reserve grade, they'll be fine. Like, they're used to playing early morning games and they need to. You then play the women's at 2 o'clock. You then start the NRL at 5:30, right? Like, I'm not against that. I just think grand final day, it's so cool to be able to see all 3 on the day.
Yeah.
If you take one away, I just don't like it. I'm one of those guys that will go sit there all day and watch it. I love it too much.
Yeah. You love your rugby league, mate.
I love my rugby league.
Rugby league, mate. Yeah, and it's I think I was a bit. My opinion changed a little bit on it, thinking, you know what, it's actually not too bad. After the NRLW, sun's going down, pre-game performance, Teddy swims, which there was mixed opinions. I thought he went all right.
I'll be honest.
His voice is pretty good.
I wasn't too fussed about the entertainment, but exceeded my expectations. So credit to the NRL. They definitely got this one right after a few years of being hit and miss.
Hit and miss, yeah. He did a bit of TNT, Akadaka.
Yeah. I also, part of me didn't like that he done that.
Yeah.
Because, like, mate,
I think he wanted to add a bit of
Aussie flair.
Yeah, Kid Leroy did that last year, saying never tear us apart.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't enjoy Kid Leroy last year, though. And I was there.
Generation, he's...
Yeah, maybe because he's a South fan.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, let's dive into the big one. So, mate, what a game. So, half-time, look, Broncos won 26 to Melbourne 22, and half-time was 22-12.
Yeah.
And I was texting you at half-time. We weren't watching it together, and I thought, what are we thinking here? Because I was thinking, look, I reckon if Bronx can score first, they're going to win the game, because I think mentally Melbourne are thinking, oh shit, Bronx have done this twice in the finals, and I don't think they took a backward step. They haven't even cracked to score a try, but I think they were a bit more defensive in the second.
I think they were more defensive because they were handing the ball over. Like
11 errors.
Yeah, it was very uncharacteristic of Melbourne, that game. In saying that, this year they've had a few second half collapses, most notably against us, where they gave up 40 points in 40 minutes. But I just... Look, I'm going to have one bitch about the game. Now, this is my only bitch about the game. We've discussed this. Like,
and then we get into the goods.
My one bad is every year the grand final is refereed differently to the regular season. And I fucking hate that with a passion.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
Now, Reece Walsh was the best on ground by a mile. But based on the way that they've refereed all friggin' year, he's in the bin. Jerome Hughes probably should have gone to the bin for his high tackle. And Pia Cura is in the bin for his late shot on Paps. Billy Slater said it. Now, yes, Billy Slater's Melbourne Storm, but he's also Queensland coach through and through.
Yeah.
There was 3 sin bins that should have happened that didn't. And then they finally put Liero in the bin at the end when he tried to make a difference. Liero's was a sin bin, 100%, don't get me wrong.
That was a bit of a... All right, 2 to go. A bit of a lapse here.
No, that was, I need to put on a big shot to get the ball back and hopefully win the game for my team. Like, that's purely what I reckon he was thinking. Yeah. But don't... My thing is, don't put these guys in the sin bin in round 1 or round 12 if you're not going to do it in the grand final. Gus Gould said it famously when a lot of this crackdown with head high started.
Yeah.
Are you going to give that a penalty with 30 seconds on the clock, tied game, 10 out directly in front of the sticks in the grand final? Because if you're not going to give it in the grand final, don't give it in round 1. And I think the NRL needs to go back to that. Because theoretically, you can say what you want about Coates falling. Walsh should have been in the sin bin. Yeah, he led with the shoulder directly to the head. There was a bloke sent off 7 minutes into Origin 1 last year who led with the shoulder, hit Reece Walsh high. Reece Walsh was slipping. And that was a direct send-off. Yeah. So if you're going to say that was a send-off in Origin, Reece Walsh should have been in the bin in the grand final.
Yeah, 100%.
Hughes was a borderline one, could have gone 50-50, and Piakura was just that late on Pappenhausen. It was a blatant should have gone to the bin.
There was nothing, no big brawls or fights.
Not until the Aeros one.
Yeah.
But okay, that brings up another one, right? Based on round one of the finals with Canberra and Brisbane, Pat Carrigan and Reece Walsh both should have been put in the bin after that. Because Carrigan was first one in, so he was third man in. Walsh then came in late, instigating and making it bigger. So at the end of the day, right, if you're going to put them in the bin all year, put them in the bin in the grand final. Or do the fans a favour. Don't put them in the bin during the year and let that go. Because if they let that go all year, no one will complain. And that is my one bad thing out of the grand final. Do it in the grand final, do it all year. If you do it all year, do it in the grand final.
Yeah, I think yeah, I agree. I just think there's a lot of pressure on the rest to probably not send all these players off and ruin a grand final. So they're probably thinking they're in there going, it's 50-50, you keep them on the field.
But that's the thing, right?
Yeah. But in the mid-season, they'll send them off. Yeah,
but then, right, let's say mid-season they put someone in the bin. Because could you imagine Victor Radley done that tackle that Reece Walsh done? Mate, he'd be looking at 8 weeks on the sideline. But
probably.
This is my thing is, well, he's already looking at 10 weeks, but anyway. Sorry, I had to. I love Victor, don't get me wrong. But this is the thing, it just frustrates me because, like, having an official background that I've had in baseball and the levels I've gone to, we're always taught, call every game the exact same. Like, obviously there's going to be things like 6 agains and that are going to be a little bit different because things change. But stuff like that you can control.
Yeah.
Be consistent all year. Because what happens is, let's say theoretically, right? Let's say that was mid-year, it was Penrith, and you put Nathan Cleary, or you put Dylan Edwards in the bin for that exact same shot that Reece Walsh did. Penrith then lose that game and then don't make the 8. It actually could have a flow-on effect. But then you get to a grand final.
Like that.
Yeah, and I hate that. That's my frustration. Now, onto what was probably one of the best bloody grand finals ever.
Well, yeah, I thought overall, the refereeing, you take away, what you've just said.
That was my only issue with the reffing.
Yeah, wow. Well, let's touch on Melbourne first. So they were looking scary in the first half. Getting up 22, I think, was it 22-6? I think it was 22-6.
22-6 at one point.
22-12. Yeah, Warbrick scored. That was an easy one. Meaney scored, and I thought, geez, their goal line D for Bronx is shit house.
Well, Warbrick scored that tough one in the corner, though, a bit later, like where he had to burrow hard.
But I thought, I was worried for Broncos' defense. I was going for the Bronx, and I thought, if they don't fix this up here, Melbourne could seriously run away with this.
Yeah.
And then Hughesy, little right foot, left foot, bang under the post.
How good was that?
And I'm going, oh, shit. And, they held on Bronx to stop, obviously, not to get to 28-12 in the second half with Kamikamitha.
Yeah.
He was on the money. I thought he scored here.
Mate, that was a front rower's try that you'd never see.
As soon as he like fell to the ground, I'm like, he didn't score. I saw Munster's face, and he was fuming, and he knocked it on.
To be fair, there was like that much in it. Like, it was bloody close. Like, credit to him, but that's not something you see a front rower do a lot of.
Like, look, if he scores that,
game
win?
over. Melbourne win, I reckon.
But
that would have deflated.
That was, we're gonna touch on him, mate. But Reece Walsh, that was a try saver there.
That was
what a game he had. Like, that was just, I don't know what toilet water he used pre-game, but where does that rank in individual performances in a GF?
Even JT said it. It is one of the greatest, and I agree with him. But I'm also going to throw a cog in the wheels, right?
Yeah.
It was one of the best. It was also one of the worst. His defense at most of the game was horrendous. Now, I say most of the game because, like, to be fair, he probably let in 2 tries. One from being out of position, one from being in the line.
Yeah.
And not getting back. So I'm going to say that 2 of Melbourne's tries were probably mostly on him being out of position. But then he probably made the greatest defensive play of the grand final. Like, I'm going to put it up there with Scott Sattler's tackle and Todd Byrne, when Katoa broke down that right attacking edge for Melbourne, had Paps on his inside. Paps was close. Walsh hedged his bets and just took that step straight towards Paps.
If in the dying seconds?
Yeah, I reckon if Katoa dummied that, he scores.
Yeah, it was...
Like, that was...
I was standing up, hands on my head. I'm thinking, how are they going to stop this? Because, yeah, like, just Walsh. I think Daily Telegraph ranked him in 11 out of 10. They actually... He blew the Richter scale, mate.
Well, this is the thing, though. I still reckon defensively, I wouldn't give him a 10.
I'd give him a 10. I think...
I wouldn't.
I just think it was all him. If he... Like, that try saver, the 3 try assists, the balls he was throwing...
Oh, yeah, incredible.
Shibasaki...
With the ball in hand, absolutely incredible. Without the ball in hand, if Melbourne's defense was better, it was like circa 23 Walsh for me.
Yeah,
with those errors.
He made another good tackle on a few. Maybe it was like 10 to go in the game, but Pappy almost scored. Then he flicked it.
Yeah, the flick back to Warbrick.
Yeah, so it was just
because like if you watch that play before Paps flicks it back, not even 10 meters, and Walsh was gaining him, so he went supersonic speed.
He had no choice.
But I'll tell you what, if Warbrick caught that ball, that's game over as well. He had a rocks and diamonds game.
Yeah, well, yeah, like who? Like the standout from who's your standout for Melbourne? I'm probably going to go Paps.
I reckon Paps.
Oh yeah. I'm probably going to say I don't know, maybe Hughesy.
Hughes was good, and Hughes was my pick for the CCM before the game. Paps, I think, was their best player. You know who was really good for Melbourne, and people are going to give me shit for this because they're going to go, oh, but he made one error, which didn't even end up being costly. Stefano.
Yeah.
Now, he made that big error at the end there, near the end, where he knocked it on. But if you watch his runs, he went after Payne Haas one-on-one every time.
Yeah.
Even in defense, he stood up to Payne Haas. He never took a backward step. He genuinely, if you watch a lot of his runs, there was a lot of post-contact meters there. He played a lot better than people realise.
Yeah, I thought he started all right, but he ran 10 runs for 80 metres.
Yeah.
So that's... Yeah.
But they had to defend a lot as well, don't forget. And he was in the middle of that. And he was taking on Payne Haas. And when he was running, he was running at Payne Haas. He wasn't avoiding him. So
let's touch on Big Painey.
He was huge.
I got to give credit to Madge.
Yeah.
We'll get into Madge in a second, but the way Haas played 80 minutes at Suncorp in the prelim.
Yeah.
I think close to it, right?
Yeah, no, he did.
But the way Madge used him this game was just superb. I think he brought him off maybe at the 30th or 35th minute.
I think there was about 13 minutes to go in the first half when he came off.
And then I think he came on in the last 30 of the second half.
About that.
And I just think that was a masterstroke because when he came on, some of the runs he was doing were beast mode. I think there was one where I think it was Broncos' last try of the game, and he's just gone bang, steamrolled 2 blokes up the middle. He was probably around 20, 25 metres.
Yeah.
And that's when Walsh just went left and Shibasaki scored.
Yeah. You can't underestimate how much Haas and Carrigan, 80 minutes as well. Like, Haas and Carrigan, the work they do in the middle for that Broncos team, if it wasn't for them, Walsh wouldn't be able to do what he does off the back of it.
No, and yeah, it's what Walsh is doing off the back of them now. You can tell since 23 he's matured.
Yeah.
I think he's a lot level-headed now. He's picking his moments, and the composure that Brisbane showed was just class. I think they didn't get carried away.
The words you used then, matured. I remember I used them last week, and I said a mature Reece Walsh is a scary Reece Walsh, and he did. He was so mature and so scary yesterday, or in the grand final.
Yeah, and like Madge was saying at full time, he said at halftime in the sheds, he's like, "Look, lads, your best game is coming in the second half. If you just play well, you're going to win." And they just went out there and did it. And there you go. 19 years, all done and dusted.
Actually, it's funny you say halftime, right? Did you see the look on the coaches' faces at halftime? Bellamy had a bit of was really pushing, really strong, and he looked agitated, like he knew something was going to happen. Madge looked calm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Bellamy's thinking, well, fuck. Look at him week 1 and week 3 in the finals. They're the comeback kings, mate. They're the comeback kings. Like, if they're not getting the Broncos tat with Comeback Kings on them, like, I don't know what they're doing this week out with Brizzy.
Oh, I think they spent their tattoo money on that fine for smoking cigars in the change room, to be honest.
But, yeah, even when they were walking off, Brisbane looked confident and Storm looked a little bit... I don't know the word. They just looked a bit...
Munster was demanding out of them. Like, you could see when Hughes was getting interviewed coming off, Munster had them all, and he was reading them the riot act. But I think also that partially that was to do with last year, knowing they lost was like, don't take the foot off the accelerator, keep going hard, make sure we win this.
Yeah, and Madge, where do you rank him as a coach? Like, he's done a lot of representative coaching. Got Souths, they broke the drought 11 years ago, and now first year maiden victory at Brisbane.
He's a drought breaker, right? In the Super League with Wigan,
Yep.
it had been like 12 years, wins it. Rabbitohs, obviously, when he came back to Australia, South Sydney,
40 years?
43 years.
Was that his first year at Souths?
That was I think that was his first year, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been. That's
Maybe that's it. He's just got to go to a new club every year and they'll win a comp.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, with New Zealand in the Pacific Champs, beat Australia for the first time in forever.
New South Wales.
New South Wales after back-to-back losses. And now the Broncos after 19 years. Like, there was a lot made. But the big question I have, right, and we both laughed at this because we put it in the group chat about Sharon Woods. Now, when Madge was first given the role, Gordon Tallis was one of the first to fucking blow his shit.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you Gordon Tallis has changed his viewpoints.
No, yeah, he's walked back on it. I think there was a little reel like on Triple M.
Yeah,
and
that's the one I'm talking about.
Talking to Gordy, and Gordy, he didn't say it, but he pretty much admitted he was wrong. He's like, oh, Aaron should just focus on radio ratings. Blah, blah, blah. Trying to hit him back, but yeah, like, was Gordo in the Gordon Tallis in the sheds at full time? You know, like...
Oh, mate, there's no way he's not going to be a part of those celebrations as an old boy of that club. I know Lockyer will be enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a bit of fun because, like, they've all these old boys came out. Madge isn't the person for the job. He's too tough. He's this, he's that.
Well, I think just so much leading up to it. Like, there's so much to touch on. The more I'm talking, I'm starting to think about more things now. But, like, even the preseason, it was so tough. And I think Buzzy Buzz, mate, he was saying on Triple M that one of his sources said Ben Hunt and Reynolds actually spoke to Madge and said, look, I think mid-season when they only had, I think by round 12, they only won 5 games or something, and they said, Madge, just pipe it down a little bit. You know, just drop yourself a bit. And obviously the wins came, but yeah, their preseason would have been bloody hard.
Well, there was the reports in preseason. They had players suffering heat stroke and vomiting and...
But now they won the comp, so...
But that's the thing, right? That last 10 minutes, we're talking about that last 10 minutes where they had Smoothie playing halfback.
Well, that's what I want to touch on now.
I can't remember who was playing 6 at the... Oh, Man was playing 6, but you had Reynolds and Hunt both go off. Pakes had come back on. You had Smoothie, who's a front rower / lock, playing halfback, defending as a halfback. Yeah. That 10 minutes there when they've got to go through that's when that preseason, that just, those training sessions until you puke pays off. Yeah. Because it keeps you going. Because you go, oh, well, mate, this is easier than preseason. Let's keep going.
So, yeah, just that last 10, and I thought, I'm just standing here thinking, shit, this is going to be like your 2016 Cronulla Melbourne. It's just going to go down to the wire.
It nearly did.
And... yeah, like when Reynolds went off, he couldn't even walk off. He's getting carried off. And then Hunt went. And then who was the winger who went?
Karapani.
HIA. I've just gone, shit. Melbourne could do it here. And I'm like, this is going to be heartbreak again. But yeah, they went left, Coates, and then they took him out, and that's all she wrote, mate.
Do you reckon, now that they've won, and obviously the way Reynolds ended, Reynolds said that he's back next year, which I think he's got a contract. I'm not sure about Hunt's contract. If he doesn't have a contract for next year, do you reckon Hunt retires?
Well, we said this last week, and what did I say last week? Did I say yes?
I can't remember. I think we're in two minds about it.
I don't see...
You know what?
Look,
I'm going to Google this.
Not. Like, you've just won a comp. You could go off, retire, but I reckon Hunt's got a year in him. He's playing well, and he's probably less injury prone than Reynolds. I think Reynolds, he got through the year, but he's getting a bit busted up, the old Adam. But where do you rank
He does have a deal for next year as well.
Hunt as well.
Damn it.
Yeah. Where do you rank that grand final? Let's just talk NRL era here. Let's not go back to the 50s.
If
or
we're
60s.
talking NRL era, is definitely top 5 for me.
Yeah, same.
Obviously,
let's
I've got the bias.
let's take our Chooks out. Just say if Chooks.
If we're taking Chook's games out.
Yeah. Just grand finals without our teams.
Number 1, I'm going to say is always Broncos Cowboys because I think that was an amazing grand final.
Yeah.
I think I put this one number 3. Behind the Raiders Roosters grand final. Now, not because the Roosters were in it,
Yeah.
but just like that 10 minutes where Cooper Cronk was off and they defended, like, I think that was one of the greatest grand finals that doesn't get spoken about a lot. So I'd probably go 3 or 4 for this. Maybe 3 I'd slide it in because Cronulla and Melbourne would be a close 3 or 4 as well.
I'd probably go 1, 2015, 2... Ooh. I'm going to say yesterday.
Yeah.
3, Penrith Broncos.
Oh, in 23, yes.
And then 4th, Cronulla,
Melbourne,
probably 5th, Roosters, Manly, because Roosters had to come back in 2013 against it. That was a great game.
It was a great game. See, if we're doing like a top 10, Roosters Manly make it. But I think, 1 is 15, 2 is 19, 3 is yesterday, 4 is Melbourne Canberra, and 5 is the 23 for me.
So there you have it, mate.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by FDS Eyewear. FDS Eyewear is your one-stop shop for quality, affordable eyewear. With the latest lens technology and weekly eye testing services, FDS Eyewear provides competitive rates over the larger optical retailers. Visit their store at Wentworthville Plaza, just a short drive from Parramatta.
So let's touch on the season that was. We'll just dive in. Let's just dive in. We'll dive in a few. What was your best Roosters game? What was your favourite game of the year for the Chookies? And then I'll throw you another question. I'll throw a few questions, mate.
Oh, Melbourne in Melbourne.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna win. Like, there's a lot of games that I could look at this year, like Cronulla at Gosford when the young kids stepped up in Origin. But I just think beating Melbourne in Melbourne is one of the hardest things to do in the rugby league world.
Yeah.
Putting 40 on them in a half is just absolutely incredible.
What was your... I'll give you mine.
What's yours?
I'll go Roosters beating Penrith at Combank in round...
See, that's another one.
Yeah.
Round 2.
That felt good. That just felt... We hadn't beat them in so long.
And then we finally done it.
Yeah.
With a bunch of rookies like your Taylor Lasalus,
It was
Hugo
good.
Savala
It was
debuted
so
that
good,
week.
mate. And like... I
Chad
think that-
Townsend played well.
That's just the... I think that there's a bit of confidence for the Chooks in knowing that, all right, we've beaten Melbourne this year, we've beaten Penrith this year. Next year, we're going to turn it up.
But do you know what's most important about we beat Melbourne and Penrith this year? We didn't beat them at home.
No, we didn't.
We beat them in their homes.
And then we lost at home to them, but...
That's fine.
What was your most disappointing Chooks game of the year?
There's a couple. There is a couple.
I'll think of one as well.
I'm torn between 2. Round 5 against the Rabbits, which I think
that sucked.
I think that more sucks because of the forward pass. But the Sunday Tigers game when we lost to West,
To them.
I think the penalties that were given away that cost us the game, I don't think they should have been penalties. But losing to West on that Sunday after we'd beaten them for like 19 in a row or something, just that was the one that took the most wind out of me, I reckon.
Yeah. I'm probably losing to Tigers is shit. Well, we lost to Titans at home. That was pretty shit.
That was shit.
I don't know, like losing to Cronulla at Shark Park, that's shit. Twice.
Getting kicked out of Shark
I'm
Park.
probably gonna put that one there. 'Cause we got kicked out. That was
I wasn't gonna go down that path, but hopefully I never see that bloke or his should have been left on the sheet, son.
Yeah. So and what was your favorite game of the year? But it wasn't a Chooks game.
Ooh,
Regular season game.
Favorite game of the year.
Don't take mine.
Well, wait, no, you go first then. You go first.
Canberra beating Penrith from Mudgee. Cleary hits the post. That was mine. Were you going to say that?
I will change it and I won't use that one. Non-Roosters game this year, my favourite would have had to have been, if I'm not talking Mudgee, the Magic in Mudgee. Oh, sorry, the Miracle in Mudgee. That Raiders-Broncos semi-final, week 1.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, GIO. It just, the emotions of that game was incredible. So I reckon that's probably got to get my favourite.
Yeah. There was, I think, we've already touched on the GF, but I think Ricky would have sat there on Sunday going, we should have lifted that trophy today.
Well,
Because maybe if Raiders beat Broncos, where they technically did twice and it got put back, I think Raiders probably go on and beat, who are they verse?
Penrith,
and then they probably beat Storm.
Well, actually, you know what's another contender for Game of the Year? Canberra-Melbourne at Magic Round. The one where to win, Kyo Week, it was the Sunday night game. Kyo Weeks, pissing down rain. Kyo Weeks chipped Ryan Pappenhausen to score the winning try.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Ricky Stewart said at the Dally M's? Like,
Well, he seemed a bit deflated.
I don't think he was deflated. I think you could see that he was burning that they were not playing on in the grand final.
Yeah.
You could tell that he was just so angry and disappointed and just, yeah, you could tell that took a lot out of him.
All right, let's dribble of the week, mate. Let's touch on the grand final views up against the old foes, the AFL, mate. It's the big rivalry. It's on NRL on Instagram. They've got the
Michael Shamus reported it.
Yeah.
But
If you go on Insta,
so
just NRL, they'll have the full breakdown of it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I was just looking at Michael Shamus.
So you go
Let's
NRL,
find
but yeah,
NRL.
they
Sorry, there's a lot of like Gillaroos and Kangaroos.
yeah.
You
should
all right, here we go.
So go through that, mate. I think they outdid the AFL by maybe 600,000.
All right. So Australia's number one sport.
And they're running with it.
The grand final is the single biggest sporting event for 2025. 4.46 million tuned in, up 32% on last year.
Mate, I'm not a mathematician, but that's somewhat
Actually,
a big chunk of the population.
You know what? That's watched. Streamed on 9 now is 1.3 million.
Wow.
So I'd be curious if that 4.46 encases that 1.3 million. It'd have to encase it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's the most watched grand final in Australian sports history.
Ever.
Australian sports, not the NRL. Australian sports.
Really? So that outdid any AFL grand final?
That outdid everything.
Wow.
Now,
even a Big Bash grand final?
definitely outdone the Big Bash. Grand final viewership in New Zealand delivered an audience of 181k, up 15%, which makes sense. The Broncos and Storm had a lot of New Zealand players in them, so I can do that. Ranked number one for ages 16 to 39, 16 to 39s and 25 to 54s. Ranked number one in New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, and WA. Vic and WA are big AFL space.
How'd they get that one? As in that ranked number one in
most viewed.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that means it's been the biggest viewed in Vic and WA. So
biggest viewed sporting...
event.
Wow.
Sorry, grand final.
Yeah, that's just...
We're not going to worry. Oh, here you go. So grand final content, 182 million social media views on all NRL channels. That is crazy. But the one I want to share with you is Michael Shamus's, because Michael actually reported it.
Yeah. SMH.
What
did he say? The old...
So, the NRL grand final, as I said, was 4.46. The viewership for Brisbane and Geelong in the AFL was 4.18 million.
Yeah, wow.
So that's a 300k win. The women's grand final had over 1 million viewers.
Yeah.
The Bledisloe, and we discussed this before, 893. So,
great numbers. I think...
that just shows you the NRL is just...
I think it's actually never been... I think this is the biggest it's ever been.
I know it is. It is the biggest numbers they've ever put up.
And they're just slowly growing. And I think once you bring Perth in, PNG is going to come in.
Well, I think WA getting that sort of viewership proves that they're ready for the Bears. Like, as much as the AFL is trying to fight it off and the AFL guys in WA are trying to fight it off, mate, there's a lot of keenness for the NRL in WA.
And I think what helped, we got to bring this into account. Melbourne Storm playing.
Yep.
I reckon there would have been a big push that week. I reckon a lot of Melburnians would have tuned into it.
Oh yeah,
I know
for sure.
my AFL buddies and family down there, they watched it. I mean, what else are you meant to watch on a Sunday night?
Well, there's nothing else on.
So you just chuck it on.
Watch a bit of Overton in between the women's and the men's. And
Exactly. Now the red, white, and blue tie on.
Yeah.
So he's a big Chookies fan.
and knew what he was doing.
And but even in New Zealand, they would have got more views if the game was on earlier because the game.
It's a 9:30. It's a 9:30 start for them.
So it's maybe they have a lot to look at the NRL. Obviously, they got I think by 2028, that's when they talk to the broadcasters.
Yeah, so the broadcast deal ends in 27.
Yeah, and then,
So 28 it'll start. But V'landys and Abdo did say it in the post match when they were getting interviewed. They've said like they tested out the afternoon semis and that. And because of the response, they definitely have to look at bringing back a daytime. But I still say don't bring back like a 2 p.m., 3 p.m. daytime.
because it was hot. Yesterday was hot.
Yeah, well, during the women's game, it got up to 33. Bring back a 5:30 start.
Yeah, Twilight. I think they did it in 2010.
Yeah,
Saints
yeah, 5:30 start, finishes at 7:30. That is perfect time.
It's still going to be a little bit different to when you're competing against the AFL. They have got their day.
Yeah.
So,
But it still allows 3 games in the day. And that's my big thing is don't take away the product of 3 games. Like, yeah, there wasn't many people there for state champs. They don't have to be. There was so many people there for the women's, as we
I think
discussed.
it's a bit of a novelty. Like, I don't know. Like, they win their state championship, and now they...
It is. They get a day or two of training in because they have their Mad Monday because they're celebrating winning a premiership. But it was funny because last year, Queensland Cup finished like 2 weeks before the New South Wales Cup did. And then the week after. But this year they both finished the same day. So I like the idea of 3 games on a day. You're paying big money for the grand final. Like, I looked at tickets. The cheapest I could find when I jumped on Monday out of curiosity was $70 in the absolute nosebleeds. Yeah. But I'll pay...
cheap.
Well, yeah, but I'll pay $300 to get good tickets if I'm watching 3 games of footy. $100 a game. I'll do that.
Yeah, 100%. And, all right, let's have a little dive into 2026. The season's just done. A few months away. Only 5 months away?
Yeah, well...
Till the season?
Some clubs will be back doing preseason in a month.
Oh, yeah, you get your Tigers out there now. You got to start training them. Your Tigers, your Titans, mate.
They've had their time.
Yeah. Real early predictions, but what team do you think will rise? What team will fall?
I think the Roosters will do a lot better than they did this year.
I
think that's a full year of Walker.
Top 4.
Yeah, I think we go back into the top 4. In terms of fall, now, I don't think the Titans are going to get much better.
No.
I think the Rabbitohs, if everyone's healthy, will do a lot better. They'll definitely be top 8. The team I'm most concerned about is Canberra. Now, I say concerned because listening to Ricky Stewart at the Daily M's, it's going to go one of 2 ways. They're either going to try and go one better because they know their fans deserve it,
or cark it,
or they're going to cark it because they threw everything into the bag this year. I do think they're going to be a top 8 team next year. Don't get me wrong. That's what I personally think. But I have a fear, and we've seen this before, where teams win the minor premiership, go all out, like should win it. But then their big cog this year has actually been Jamal Fogarty.
And he's going.
He goes to Manly.
Will Manly fall? Will they rise?
I reckon Manly will slide into the 8.
Yeah.
So my teams that will possibly fall, I think there's a potential that Canberra fall out.
I can kind of see that happening.
I think the Wars will struggle at the first half of the year, still with no Metcalf.
Yeah, true. He's out for a while.
He's out for a while, so he won't come back till like mid next year. So I think if the Wars fall out and potentially the Raiders fall out, then maybe Manly slides in there.
Maybe Para slides
in. But I think next year will be the closest comp we've seen since probably. Oh, what was I think it was 2013 where first place was on like 36 points and 8th place was on 32.
Yeah.
And it was literally
I think
points.
It wasn't like 2018. Like
Actually, it would have been, yeah, it was 2018. Yeah,
it was
sorry.
2018, yeah.
Whereas, yeah, we basically the top 4 were all on the same points, except it was point differential that separated the top 4. And then it was like couple on 34, couple on 32 to finish out the 8.
Yeah. It's
I think it's gonna be like that next year.
Yeah, it'll be, mate, you know, it'll be a good, nice little break now. Summer's coming up, cricket, and then before you know it.
Sheffield Shield's already started. I was watching a bit of the WA New South Wales boys today.
So, yeah, no, the cricket's already on and spring's in the air. But I think next year, who's going to fall for me? Yeah, I have a weird, I want to kind of say Dogs out of, yeah, maybe Dogs.
You reckon they're going to struggle after?
I think they'll make the 8, but they'll probably drop a bit. I think they might have a good back end to the year.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've made a few changes, but who knows? They might come out of the gates hard.
I think if Sean O'Sullivan plays 7 for them like he's rumoured, the question is, what do you do with Burton, Crichton and Tracy?
Yeah.
Or do you kick Sherry out, move Crichton over to one side, Burton goes to the left side?
Lot of chops and changes at Canterbury. And on the rise, I think Penrith get back in the 4.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but I think
they figured it out
I
at the end of the year.
was saying it to Riley. I'm going, when they lost that prelim, it's like they've never won a comp before. They looked just distraught. And I think you'll probably see them in a prelim, maybe thereabouts. But I think, look, my top, Penrith, Roosters,
Storm,
they'll be thereabouts as well. They always are.
There's not really much of a change next year for the Storm.
And they're going to be hungry again, losing back-to-back grand finals now.
Do you reckon the Sharks slide into the 4?
I think Sharks as well. I think they'll have another good year.
Yeah. I think...
That bloke.
Oh, mate, I hope he does his ACL round 1. I actually reckon I reckon that's a solid top 4 of the Roosters, Penrith, Sharks, Melbourne.
Sharkies 10 years on from winning in 2016. Could they win it next year?
Nah.
Are they Smokies?
Nah. Saw Toby Rudolph at Miranda on Saturday.
Yeah, looking good. Big fella.
He was getting a suit done for the races and kindly reminded him that they weren't playing in the grand final again. Don't think he liked me after that. I don't know why.
Nah. I think he had a bit of a mad Monday. I think someone papped him through doing a few dance moves and shit, but that was a bit of desperado.
Imagine leaking that Mad Monday. They're singing karaoke and having a couple of beers. Like, that is so tame.
Yeah.
That is... Wade Graham even said it was like, that's the perfect Mad Monday. All the boys are together. They're having a bit of fun, blowing off a bit of steam.
Yeah.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by The Legal Problem Solver. The team brings over 25 years of experience in wills, probate, estates, conveyancing, property and commercial law. Connect with The Legal Problem Solver on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram.
All right, well, let's... Today, on Monday, Kevy Walters, he's announced the Aussie team for the Ashes. 7 Aussies are going away to the UK. Our boy, Mark Norkanitawase, he's being picked.
Mate,
and Lindsay's in, and Angus Crichton.
Angus is in as well, yep. So we've got a few there, which is awesome to see.
Teddy would have been in, but he's got the wedding. Respectfully, that's, good choice. Go to your brother's wedding, mate.
Well, I mean, he's the best man, so...
Exactly.
7 debutantes Kevin Walters has done, so we'll run through the team. And I don't think there's only one, I'm not even going to call him a surprise, because he's only in there because Teddy's not there, but Blake Brayley, debutant.
Yeah. Great year.
Yeah. Paddy Carrigan, deserves it. Nathan Cleary, had a good back end of the year.
Yeah.
Xavier Coates makes sense. Lindsay Collins makes sense. Ruben Cotter, the Cowboys had a bad year, but he didn't.
Solid.
Angus Crichton, obviously. Tommy Dearden, fair enough. Yeah. Dylan Edwards is only there because Teddy didn't play, I reckon.
That, and he was the fullback last year for him.
I still don't reckon he gets picked this year if Teddy plays. That's my opinion.
He might not play a game out of the 3 if Walsh will be starting.
Well, Walsh will definitely be ahead of him. Tino Fa'asalamwali. I butchered that, Tino. It was a solid effort.
It was pretty good.
Harry Grant, who's actually the vice captain of the team. I think he should be the captain. Keon Kulamatangi making his debut for Australia, which was very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Zach Lomax, kind of expect it. I didn't know how I felt about it, but I kind of expect it.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see if this is actually his last rugby league game. If it's true, he's going to R360.
True.
Mitch Moses, who I think is ahead of Cleary, personally.
I think they'll start Cleary and Munster.
Well, you've got 3 sevens. You've got Dearden,
So many.
Cleary, and Moses, but Dearden can play 14. Cameron Munster, who will be the number 6, obviously. Mark Nwanganita-Wase,
Yep.
obviously will be the winger and probably get man of the match.
Yeah, probably.
Jacob Preston, which I think is a very good pick.
Yeah, Presto.
Debutant.
Good name. Good bloke.
Demet Shibasaki, which I think that's a great pick. Another
Great grand
debutant.
final from him as well.
Yeah, great year from him.
Yeah.
Great year.
He didn't even get a contract last year. He was,
Mate, he was on a train and trial. Like,
Credit to him.
Lindsay Smith, which I don't think is a bad pick. I think he's one of Penrith's best this year. Katoni Staggs, just
Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't go play Tonga, but you know what? I like him
Green
there.
and gold, mate. Green and gold.
Ethan Strange, I like this pick. Can play 6, can play 4, or left centre.
Jeez, they could make 2 teams out of that.
Yeah.
Still beat England.
Reece Walsh, obviously. Debutant as well.
Oh, wow.
Isaiah Yeo is the captain. I don't agree with him as the captain. I think Harry Grant should be captain. And I'm a New South Welshman saying I think a Queenslander should be captain. That should probably tell you something. And Hudson Young, which I think is a great impact forward.
Decent squad.
Very good squad. Will be interesting to see who doesn't actually play on the tour. Because I reckon there might be a couple of guys that don't play that are just over there for experience. So I think Ethan Strange, respectfully, might be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Mate, it's come over and play, but you're not going to play.
Just come for the trip, mate.
Come for the trip.
What an experience, though. You're playing at Old Trafford, Wembley.
Well, just to, like, be around it and go, mate, you will be a part of this squad at one point as a player. Like, I think he might play one game. So if we go up 2-0, I wouldn't be surprised to see Strange and all that playing 6.
Yeah.
Let Munster have a rest. Big year. But secure the Ashes and then let's go see what we do from there.
Yeah, no, it'll be good, mate. I'm excited for it. It's gonna come up before we know it, and it'll be pretty cool to see what Walsh can do with Marky Mark.
Oh, well, that's the thing, right? If Mark plays on the right side, I don't think Walsh and him will have much to do with each other because Mark's not a very much like left side player. He's mostly right side, and Walsh doesn't go to that right side a lot. But when he does, it's more for solo runs.
Yeah.
I will be curious if Moses plays when Mark's on that right wing because we've all seen what Moses and Lomax do together. I reckon Marky's got a better leap than Lomax, so
True.
it could be
wingers. And
yeah.
then, you got Coates as well. They could do it. They might have to do like a specky off.
Mate, imagine let's be fair. Every week you got Toops and Marky Mark, who are 2 of the best in the air, and then we'll go to one of the other best in the air. We'll throw Coates in there.
I think I'll go Coates. They'll go Marky Mark.
Yeah.
And look, if Walsh did what he did last night, he did 2 try assists on the right side as well.
Yeah.
Those beautiful just bullet passes. And
Mark can score from anywhere.
Anywhere. He could score running backwards. I have no doubt.
I think he did kind of run backwards on one of them this year and nearly scored as well.
Yeah. So that's coming up. The Ashes, that'll be good. And the Pacific Champs, that will be Tonga Samoa at Suncorp in a few weeks. That's going to be hectic.
They reckon so tickets will be going on sale for that very shortly. They will be very surprised if they don't sell that out in the first day. And to be honest, I will be surprised because I'll sell it out. I'm thinking about buying some tickets for CommBank for the final because I reckon the final will be Tonga Samoa at the final. So I'm just saying Tonga Samoa CommBank final in November, very early November, could be a big shout.
Yeah,
very big shout. I think it's a Sunday Arvo as well.
Just when you think rugby league's over.
Oh, mate, the gift that keeps on giving.
It doesn't stop, does it?
It doesn't.
Would you like to see? I know the players. They play so much rugby league, mate. But would you like to see a Nines come back?
I would love to see a pre-season Nines. The old pre-season, like the Auckland Nines. Like I'd love to see that come back.
I don't see why. Why don't they just do that and just scrap trial matches and just go Auckland Nines round 1?
Look, at the
end of the day, you're just having a run. You're just having a run on the field, getting the legs moving.
Yeah, but it's a different style of gameplay, so I understand why. But also, I think this year, like, you look at Newcastle, for example, they put in a lot to what they thought was... And same with St George. They were creaming their pants coming out of trials.
I remember trials, and I'm like, oh, wow, Nui beat Roosters in the trials, and, oh, shit, Nui looked pretty good this year.
Yeah,
I
I had the same
with
thoughts.
the
And then, then they end up with the spoon. So it shows you that the trials aren't all, but I understand that, it's just about getting your feet under you.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand. But I'd love to see him do something like that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, mate. But for us, this is our last regular episode for the year.
Yeah.
We may
Maybe a special one at some point.
there may be something in the works, guys, but you just have to wait and see. Nevertheless, we'll still be on the socials, TikToks, Instagrams, and there'll still be a lot of content coming for the like we just touched on, the Ashes coming up.
Ashes, Pack Champs. If we all get out to a game at Pack Champs, come out and see us.
Mate, there'll be some rules. We'll get some rules, mate.
We'll get some stuff done. You get the mic out.
Mate, the mic, it might be coming out. I've got a few races coming up, so I might even take it to the ponies. Ask the punters. A bit of RMTV at Randwick.
See who they're putting their money on for next year?
It could be good, and I'm sure there'll be a few footy players. I think Galvin, he was at the races on Saturday.
Yeah, he's got the new hairstyle going. He's got the bleached hair going.
Yeah, interesting style, but good on him.
But I know where you're heading with this. This year's been a big year. It's been our first year. But at the end of the day, the work we do wouldn't be possible without other people. So, look, to everyone who's listened, tuned in, supported us this year, sent us messages, from the bottom of our hearts, from Presto, myself, Benny, Luke, we love you. Thank you so very much. There are so many listeners that watch us each and every week. Got people like Artie from the Chook Pen, Jackie and Angus McDonald, Wayne. There's so many people that listen to us each and every week, and we're just so very grateful to Coral and her family, who never miss an episode. She's always got a cup of tea ready when it's time. So
and we had a few special guests on.
There were a few special guests. Mate, Wayne came on. We had a lovely interview with him earlier this year. Fred and Emilio, Hectic Fred, Emilio De Savage came on, which was awesome. Troy Warner from the Para podcast came on.
Yep.
Olivia Lawn, your personal friend, came on to talk to us about refereeing. Maybe we can get her back instead of Belinda Sharp next year for the NRLW.
Maybe, mate, we'll see.
Maybe she shouldn't have retired. Maybe she should have stayed on. But thank you to those that came on. There's one other person I forgot out of that list. I say forgot, but Chris Varg.
Yes.
Pass It On Clothing.
His hat's up there.
His hat is up there on the fan. But if you look. Check out Pass It On Clothing, guys. If you haven't already, look back at our earlier episodes. There's an interview with Chris where we not only talk about his work with Pass It On, but his work within the NRL and some of the stuff he done around the HIA when that first came in.
Great insight.
Very good insight. Amazing man to listen to. I've been blessed enough to go to I've been to one of his luncheons, which was at Magic Round. We're planning a couple others. Great.
Few Warriors you heard in that.
Mate, great Warrior story. Still the greatest line I will ever hear was from James Maloney.
Yep.
Trent Robinson taught me heaps. Ivan Cleary taught me heaps. Craig Bellamy taught me heaps. Shane Flanagan taught me fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And so, check out Pass On Clothing, guys. Check out that episode. So thank you to you guys for the love, the support, for coming on air. But two of the biggest thank yous have to go to Ev and the Legal Problem Solvers team.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your love and your support. The gifts that you've done for the giveaways this year. But also Dino and Suze, your rents, mate.
Yep.
From FDS Eyewear at Wentworthville Plaza. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love, for giving a few blokes a chance to get on air this year and have a bit of fun. And
bit of dribble.
Mate, bit of dribble and just voice the shit that people would normally not listen to us about.
Yeah, and I mean, look, whoever's tuned in, whoever hasn't, mate, God bless
you missed
you
out.
I love you as well, mate, but yeah, and even just standouts outside of the potty, I've enjoyed doing some just reels at the games.
Yeah.
And I think the highlight was the South Roosters reel. That thing popped off. 70,000 on TikTok.
That was huge.
We all love Marky Mark, mate.
We all love Marky Mark.
It popped off.
I'm going to cry when he leaves.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, maybe we'll see Marky Mark and Sawali back at the Chooks one day. But yeah, guys, you'll see us back here very shortly, whether special ep or next season, guys. Enjoy your break, enjoy your summer, enjoy your cricket.
Oh yeah, and if you don't support cricket, well, enjoy whatever you do.
Enjoy watching paint dry. But yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe from Jordy and I. Have a good night.
Have a great night, guys.